Hello, SimTheWorld here. We are jumping back in with our... phone's already blown up. We are jumping back in with PC Building Simulator, the Esports Expansion. Thanks for joining us. We are starting off, I think this is our third week with the team. Let's go take a look at the calendar. Yeah, this is the third week. And it's the finals coming up. Ooh, interesting. Let's check our emails, see what's going on. This week we get a 45 grand. Better believe we're going to spend that. Definitely not swindle it out the back door. Fantastic work. Our sponsor Razer is extremely pleased. Been another great week. Thanks again for everything you've done so far. I know we'll do well this week with you on our side. Wherever you end up after this weekend, I'll be sad to see you leave our team. Well, we didn't decide. Oh, yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, let's see how that goes. We haven't decided if we're going to leave Trinity, but I suppose we are going to be done with this exact team because they're done with their matches. Alright, so Rockin' Socks, she did finally tell her mom she works in esports, and she has another PC to fix. We'll take that. And then Dream, go ahead and she wants a PC, build her a new rig that benchmarks 12,000 or higher. As for Zenith, we need to upgrade her a totally new rig, benchmarks 12,000 or higher too, with case is big enough for water cooling in case we add any down the line. We'll probably just go with custom water cooling now anyhow. Just cuz. So Dream wants us to finish her PC by Wednesday. As for Zenith, clean Aurora, okay. 5 lights, pure white, and all cables should be white too. Okay, that's kind of what the theme we've been building with. So this is Dream's PC. Let's take a look at the case. So I'm usually honest with you guys. I did take a look at this first. I tried playing through this day before, and I just ordered the parts for the build and didn't look at her case because I assumed it'd just be, the giant case we've been using. This is a small form factor case, and this is going to be really important. She needs a build that's going to hit the 12,000 benchmark. We need to go ITX, and we need to decide on chips. For both computers, we're going to get the 9900 KS since we've got 45 grand. As for CPU cooling, this is where things get interesting. We're going to do a custom water cooling loop for Zenith. But for this case does not fit a lot of coolers. I believe I'm going to grab a couple just to have on hand. But it fits small form factor. I just really want to be sure we have something that will fit this case. Alright, as for the motherboards, we're going to go Coffee Lake. Let's go ahead and sort ascending price. Because we're not worried about price now. We are looking for looks. And to be honest, I want to do a blackout theme for Zenith's PC. We can then go ahead and add the white cabling and stuff after the fact. And as for, we need a small form factor. So this seems like the first one that popped up. Oh no, it's ASRock. Forget ASRock. Let's go with Gigabyte instead. Seems like the right answer. Oh, no. The memory speed is so low. Isn't there something small form factor with better performance? Okay, here we go. Asus has my back. I knew there's a reason we're still sticking with them. Alright, let's get rid of this. I'm going to pick out a few more parts and we'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, so I ordered all the parts. I started putting this build together. We have an 850 watt power supply. I grabbed a 2080 Ti to put in here. As well as we have our ITX board. We have the 99KS. We put on the CPU cooler. And I tried to go with the best performing one that will fit in this case. Something to note, the reason I actually had to go back and redo this video is because I ended up stopping because I tested 4 or 5 different, there's not many CPU coolers that will fit in this case, but I went back and tested them all because we should put the cables in. That'd be helpful. But yeah, I went back and tested them because I kept thermal throttling with every cooler, which is really strange. Like, I didn't put an overclock on it. We're going to go ahead and I'll get the software on so we can test. But other than that, I'll show you guys the temperature, because we do need to make sure that this overclocks well enough. I'm not going to push the CPU. I'm actually just going to test. See how hot it is just in the case? That's what I'm talking about. Let's see, we'll stay under. There it is. So you have to have that extra fan in there, not just the CPU cooler. Otherwise, this will thermal throttle and hit 100 degrees, and your test will be no good, because it will underperform when it should. I'm going to leave everything else stock and see if we get our score. Now that leaves us with Zenith's PC, which I have some fun stuff planned here. So I'm going to do a little fast forward, and you can see the whole build process. This is going to be a dream PC. Alright, so as you can see, Dream's PC is finished. I did have to overclock the GPU. It came in at 10,000 score unoverclocked. With the overclock, it's over 13,000 on benchmark. I also kind of started this up early. I know typically I try to skip the benchmarking because it's really lame to watch. It takes a while. But here's the PC. Everything's whited out. We have a bunch of white fans. I wish the radiator was RGB, or I wish you could just replace the fans, to be honest. But that's not an option as of yet. This is what I wanted to show you, though. Look at how quick this is running. We're used to this running at like 30, 40, even 60 FPS, and it's super slow. But now that it's running, this is probably the fastest I've ever seen this test happen. Like, it just looks unrealistic now. It's cruising so quick. So yeah, with that, we get a score of 22,000. We far exceeded expectations on this build. And to be honest, for 15 grand to do 2 PCs that are like absolutely balls to the wall killer, I think we did pretty good. So that's where we're going to wrap up today. Thanks for watching as I simulate my life one game at a time. If you like this video, please be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the future action. You can follow on Twitter for updates of future games being played, as well as follow on Twitch as I try to stream 3 days a week. Thanks, and I'll see you next time at SimTheWorld.